So in previous lecture, we already discussed about the wired antenna, right? So in wired antenna, so there are three types of antennas are there. First one that is a linear wire antenna, second one loop antenna, and the third one that is a helical antenna. Okay. So when we are talking about the wired antenna, so these wired antennas are totally depend upon the shape of wire. The one thing is clear that in wired antenna we are using a conducting wire as an antenna. So depending upon the shape of that conducting antenna, we can divide this antenna into three categories. First one that is a linear, second one loop, and third one that is a helical antenna. So when we are talking about the this loop, first dipole antenna, or what we can say here, linear wire antenna. So linear wire or dipole antenna, here you can observe that we have a simple wire which is used as an antenna, and we know the basic principle of radiation. Okay, so if some amount of current is flowing through these wires, then it will radiate the energy. But when we are talking about the types of antenna, types of wired antenna, so in first type, the here uh, the wire is straight. Okay, so that's why we called it this antenna as a dipole antenna. Now second one, that is a circular antenna. Here the shape of wire is a circular, and in helical antenna the shape of wire is a helical. Okay, so we already discussed all these things about the wired antenna, means how the energy is radiated, what is the significance of this impedance matching. So we already discussed all these things in previous lecture. Okay, uh, we know that what are the different advantages, disadvantages, and application of this wire antenna. So when we are talking about the advantages, it definitely it have a compact size. It is high directivity is there. Okay. When we are talking about the disadvantages, then the impedance matching is a problem, and it is having very high resonance. What is impedance matching? We know that, and what is resonance? We already discussed. Okay. When we are talking about the application, so these antennas are useful for the medium frequency C as well as high frequency radiation. And this antenna can be used in some aircraft receiver or some ultra high frequency transmitters. Okay, so these whatever we discussed, everything is about the application, right? Here you can observe that the actual shape of this loop antenna as well as square antenna. Okay, and this is the radiation pattern. So what is the exactly radiation pattern that we will discuss in next slide? Okay. The second type of antenna, that is a helical antenna. Helical antennas is means when we are going to study the different types of antennas, so you have to remember that what are the major parameters which differentiate all these antenna. So the frequency range, operating frequency range, is one of the very important parameter. Okay, so these helical antennas are used for the 30 megahertz to 3 gigahertz frequency. Means we can say that these antennas are useful for the very high frequency to ultra high frequency range. Okay, and previously the wired antennas are used for medium frequency to high frequency. It is for very high frequency to ultra wide. Okay, so these antennas are useful for the very high frequency radiation. Okay, and why these antennas are called as a helical antenna? So these antennas are called as a helical antenna because of the shape of wire. Here you can observe that uh, the shape of wire is a helical. So that's why we call these antennas are helical antennas. Okay. Now operating modes of this one, here we have the two operating modes. The first one, that is a normal operating mode. Second one is a axial operating mode. So the operating mode is what exactly you have to understood that key operating mode is nothing but uh, how this antenna radiates the energy. Okay, how this antenna radiates the energy means depending upon the amount of energy radiated. That is the first factor, and the second factor is that in which direction the amount of energy is radiated. Okay, so these two things are very important. So on the basis of these two things, we can decide the mode of operation of any antenna. When we are talking about the helical antenna, so it is having the two modes, that is the normal mode and axial mode. So here you can observe that key this is nothing but this is the radiation, this is nothing but this is the radiation pattern of antenna. So radiation pattern means what? You have, it is a very simple. Okay, if you understood this in easy way, it is very simple. But if you make complication, then it is very difficult to understand. The radiation pattern is nothing but it is the graph. It is the angular graph which shows the how much amount of energy is radiated and whatever amount of energy is radiated in which direction. Means the radiation pattern will be talk about the amount of energy radiated and the direction of emission. So that these two things are graphically represented by the radiation pattern. So we will see how this radiation pattern will be drawn or what is the significance of this one. We have a separate topic on that. So we will see in that topic what exactly it is. Okay. But right now you have to understood that key here in helical antenna, key, these two radiation patterns are there. Means here you can observe that key here the two lobes are there. This is the first one and this is the second one in which the amount of radiation is maximum. And here means or in other language what we can say in 90-degree and 270-degree 270-degree the radiation is maximum, and in 0 degree and in 180-degree the radiation is minimum. So this is about the normal mode. And when we are talking about the axial mode, then the only maximum radiation is available in 90-degree. In other angles, the radiation is minimum, okay, or lower one. So this is the basic difference between normal mode and the axial mode of helical antenna. Okay. So now next one, when we talk about the advantages, yes, design is simple. It is having a highest directivity, wider bandwidth, uh, uh, can achieve the circular polarization, can be used for the high frequency and very high frequency band. Disadvantage, space is a problem for this one. It required larger space as compared to the loop or as compared to the loop or what we can say loop square, sorry, square or circular antenna. Okay, application of these helical antennas is mainly in receiving the very high frequency signals. Okay, now second one in satellite communication or space communication, such type of antennas are used. The third one, why these antennas are used in satellite and space communication? Because the working range of these antennas is very high. We already discussed about the working range. So it is from 30 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. So that's why it is used for the space communication or satellite communication. Okay. Now like this, it is also used in some missile technology. Okay, means with the help of some missile, if you want to target some plane. So in such a scenario, you have to send the signal with the help of some radar. So in that scenario, you need a very what we guess very efficient antenna. So such type of antennas are used in those applications. And third one, just now we discussed about the that is a space communication. Okay, so says space communication means what? Whatever signals which are coming from the galaxy. Okay, and uh, at Earth station, if we receive those signal and analyze the whatever activities are going in space. So to receive such type of signals, we need a helical antenna. Okay, it's with the help of normal antenna, it is not at all possible to receive such type of signals. So the signals which are coming from the moon or some other galaxy also. Okay, radio astronomy means what? In some medical application like MR, CT scan, or other things are there. So in those applications, some medical field also such type of antennas are used somewhere. Okay, so these are the applications of helical antenna. Now next one, when we talk about the aperture antenna. So aperture antennas are nothing but if we see the definition. So these aperture antenna is having some waveguide. Okay, so before going to study the wave, before going to understood this aperture antenna, first we have to understood that what do you mean by waveguide? Okay, so just
Sir, it's a transmission of signal from 1 and 2 seconds.
okay, it is a transmission of signal. Okay, it's correct. But if you look at this word, wave guide, okay, when we are talking about the wireless communication, so normally we can say that this wireless communication is an unguided communication. Means no guide is there, or no, there is no such a physical medium where the signal or with the help of that physical medium, the signal will be guided. Okay, so in wireless communication, the signal we doesn't have any guided medium. Okay, like wire or optical fiber. But here now the word is waveguide. Okay, so okay, your answer is partially correct, but I will explain further. If waveguide is nothing but if you see this word, the first part that is wave, okay, and second first part is a wave, and the second part that is the guide. Okay, so these antennas or these aperture antennas are those antennas who guide the wave. Okay, means in normal wireless communication, simply we are throwing the wave into the atmosphere. But here we are not simply throwing the wave. We have some medium, guided medium who guide this wireless electromagnetic wave. Okay, so or we have such a guided medium who guide these electromagnetic waves. Okay, so such type of antennas are called as a waveguide. Okay, so what is waveguide means? Here I will show you. Yes, so this is a aperture antenna or waveguide antenna. So here in the diagram you can observe that here this is nothing but we call this as a waveguide. Okay, so this waveguide means what? Here this waveguide is nothing but it is having one inlet and one outlet is there. So here, if you observe this diagram, so here you have simple hollow space. Nothing is only hello a square block is there. So here, when the electromagnetic wave enters over here, so that wave will be travel only in this direction. Okay, and at this end, you will get the whatever electromagnetic wave you are just feed it over at this input end. So same wave you will get at this output wave. Okay, but here if suppose this waveguide is not there, so in that case what happens? Suppose this is the source. This is the source, and waveguide is not there. Then what happened? So this electromagnetic wave will be traveling in any direction. Okay, so it doesn't have some specific direction. But if you put some waveguide here, and if you will feed the electromagnetic wave to this one, so whatever shape of waveguide is there, according to that the wave will be travel in that direction. Okay, that's what I mean to say that If you want to give some direction to the electromagnetic waves, so you can use such type of waveguides. Okay, so these waveguides are available in different shapes, like rectangular waveguides are there. Okay, or some circular waveguides are there, or some horn type, rectangular horn type waveguides are there, or some circular horn types of waveguides are there. Okay, so you have to understood that first it is very important that you have to understood what is the meaning of this waveguide. So this waveguide is nothing but this is the mechanism, this is the hollow mechanism in different shape like square, circular, horn, which guide the electromagnetic wave. Okay, so this is nothing but it is a what I can say waveguide. Okay, and when we are talking about the aperture antenna, when we are talking about the aperture antennas, so these aperture antennas, so these aperture antennas is uh, those these aperture antennas are those antennas who insist of aperture antenna is a waveguide. Okay, so what does it mean? These are the such a antenna who guided the electromagnetic waves. Okay, so this means in simple language, you have to aperture is nothing but it is a one hole. Okay, so if there is a hole in antenna, so that type of antenna we call it as a aperture antenna. It is a understanding of aperture antenna in very simple words. The antenna who have some holes. Okay, so those are antennas are called as aperture antenna. Okay, now this is the first thing. Now when we are talking about the different types of aperture antenna, okay, so here waveguide antenna, horn antenna, and slotted antenna. So we will see one by one. So what is waveguide? We already discussed about this waveguide. So here in waveguide, the radiating energy is having some direction. Okay. So so what is the frequency range of such type of antenna? Okay. So now here you can observe that the frequency range of this aperture antenna is from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. Means here you can say that these antennas are useful for the very high frequency range. Means we already discussed about the wired antenna. Wired antennas are useful for some kilohertz to megahertz. Then we already discussed about the helical antenna. Helical antennas are useful for the some some megahertz to gigahertz, but megahertz to gigahertz means up to 3 gigahertz they can use. But when we are talking about the aperture antenna, so these antennas are having the frequency range. It is from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz, right? So this is another important factor. So what is horn? What is slot? We'll see these antennas in detail in next slide. Okay. So here this is nothing but this diagram here you can observe that here this is nothing but it is a radiation pattern of this aperture antenna. Okay. So when we are talking about the advantage and disadvantage of this one, so the first one that when we talk about the advantage of this antenna, the radiation is greater than two wire transmission lines. Okay, so radiation is greater. Uh, means the amount of energy is radiated with the help of this type of antenna is greater as compared to the another antenna. Radiation is omnidirectional. Okay, now here you have to understood this term. Omnidirectional means what? So omni is nothing but it is a one directional. Why it is one directional? Because if we have any type of waveguide, it may be square or circular or whatever it may be. So once you feed the electromagnetic wave to this waveguide, so whatever shape of this waveguide, so in that direction only wave propagate. It will not travel in other direction like this or like this. Okay. So whatever direction is decided by the waveguide, so it will radiate the energy in that direction. Okay, so that's why OB, or we can say in single direction. Okay, yeah. So this is the another advantage of this aperture antenna. Now, as when we are talking about the disadvantages of this antenna, so this VSWR is increased. Okay, and the poor radiation, that is the second disadvantage of this one. And when we are talking about the uh, this application of this antenna, then this such type of antennas are mainly used in microwave applications. So when we are talking about the microwave applications, because when we see syllabus of our subject, so first two units are related with the antenna, and remaining four units are concerned with the or related with the microwaves. Okay, so when we are talking about the microwave techniques, so in microwave techniques, which type of antennas are used? That you have to remember that key aperture antennas are used in microwave application. Now, second one, that is the such type of antennas are also used in some radar application. So this radar application is nothing but normally it is used in military application or some marine applications. Okay, to find out the location of ship or aircraft. Okay. Now next application of this one is these antennas can be used for some local communication applications. Okay, so some specific applications are there, or some research work is going on. So in such a scenario, such type of antennas can be used. So when I summarize this slide, so aperture antenna, uh, when I summarize this slide, so what you have to understood, the aperture antennas, so these aperture antennas are having some aperture or some hole. That is the first important point. Second important point is that these aperture antennas radiates the energy in a single direction or omnidirectional. Now, that is the second point. And third important point is that this antenna is having the frequency range from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz, right? So all these things are about the aperture antenna. Now the next one is that yes, we already discussed about this one. Aperture antennas are having the different shape like rectangular, circular. This is the rectangular horn or circular horn. Okay. Now, here in this slide, you can observe that the actual shape of these antennas. Okay. So when we are talking about specifically when we are talking about the horn antenna. So in horn antenna, this is the actual image of horn antenna. Okay. So how if somebody asks you, or somebody may ask you, ki, sir, what is the or how this horn antenna looks like? So this is the diagram key which shows the shape of horn antenna, and this is nothing but this is the radiation pattern of horn antenna. So the what this horn antenna does, it will radiate the energy in only one direction, and specifically aperture antenna frequency range is from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. But especially when we talk about this horn antenna, the frequency range is 300 megahertz to 30 gigahertz, right? Now this is the construction of this horn antenna. Just I told you, and this is the construction wise. This is the construction, and this is the what I can say radiation pattern of this one. And when we talk about the advantages of this one, the first advantage is that smaller minor lobes and minor lobes are formed. Okay, smaller minor lobes are formed. This is the first advantage of this one. So what it indicates, so when we draw the radiation pattern of any antenna, so if the antenna is isotropic, then we know that suppose this is the antenna, and if it is isotropic antenna, So then the radiation pattern means it will radiate the energy equally in all directions. Okay, so so this is the isotropic antenna. But when we are talking about the horn antenna, so what this horn antenna does? The horn antenna radiates the energy. Suppose this is the horn antenna. This radiates the energy in only one direction or omnidirectional. So this will be the shape, okay? And this is the isotropic antenna. Means here in other direction it will not radiate the energy. And if you will draw the radiation pattern of this one, so here only in only one direction it is having the what we can say that is the bigger lobe, but and in other direction it may have very small lobes. Okay, so when you study the radiation pattern, so this concept will be clear. Okay, so it is having very small lobes, so that it will be the advantage. Second one, impedance matching is good. Uh, Third one, that is it is a great directivity. Why it is great directivity? Because it radiates the energy in only one direction. So there is no question of directivity because of this uh, aperture. So it is having very good directivity. A narrow beam width, yes, it is a unidirectional, so that's why it is having narrow beam width. Okay. Now standing wave are avoided. Okay. So whatever standing waves are there, so those are avoided because of unidirectional. Now when we talk about the disadvantage, so in disadvantage, so designing of flare angle decide the directivity. Means whatever design is there, means if suppose it is a conical shape or pyramidal shape. So here the electromagnetic wave here in this the electromagnetic wave will be traveled from suppose from the source it is like this and from this to this. Okay, so depending upon the shape of aperture, it will decide the directivity. So here the direction is only this small tilt is there. So like this, the directivity will be decided. Now this flare angle and length of this flare angle should not be very small. Okay, so that is another disadvantage. Now when we talk about the application, so astronomical studies means when you are going to study the astronomy or some space application or some galaxy or if you want to find out if you want to study about the different stars, so in such type of application these antennas are used. And second application is these antennas are used in some microwave applications. So I already discussed about this. Microwave applications are nothing but we know that that is the microwave oven is there, right? Or some medical applications. So these microwaves are used. Okay, so in those applications, so this microwave, such type of horn antennas are used. Okay, so all these things are nothing but all these things are about horn antenna. Now the second one that is the microstrip antenna. Okay, uh, so when we talk about the microstrip antenna, so these microstrip antennas are again having the different types that is the rectangular, circular. So I think only 3 minutes are left. Okay, fine, a little bit. So microstrip antennas are nothing but these antennas are also called as a strip antenna. Okay, so why these strip antennas? So if you observe that in microstrip antenna, so in the diagram you can observe that here you have a metallic conductor, this one, or it is also called as a patch. Okay, and electromagnetic signal is fed from here. Okay, and here you have the two patches, and between these two patches, okay, you have some dielectric material or insulated material. Okay, means this is the upper patch. Okay, and now here you have this is the lower patch, and in between you have some dielectric material, and here this is connected to the source. Okay, so such type of antennas are called as a patch antenna. So patch antennas, the size of the such patch antennas are very small. So that is the what we can say, that is the significance of this patch antenna or microstrip antenna. Microstrip means a small strip is there. So the strip, the shape of strip will be, if it is rectangular, then we will call this as a rectangular microstrip antenna. If the shape is circular, then we will call it as a circular circular microstrip antenna. Okay, like these different shapes are there, we can use. So here you can observe this microstrip as a square, as a rectangle, as a dipole, circular, elliptical. Okay, triangular. This is a disc or circular ring sector. Whatever shape you want, or depending upon the application, you can cut this one this conductor in that shape, and you can design the antenna. So each shape is having its own significance of radiation. Okay, so you have to understood that. Okay, you have to understood that. So that is uh, all about the microstrip antenna. So how this antenna works, so that we will study in next lecture. Okay. So I think only 1 minute, 1 minute is left. Okay. So